I love brand new tires. These are brand new tires on my LX470. I'm a belt and suspenders type of guy, so I change my tires significantly before the little wear bars start popping up. Why do I do that? Why am I that type of guy? It's my brain makes me think of worst case scenarios, and this vehicle, the way it's set up, LX470, Land Cruiser 100 series, whatever you want to call it, weighs 5,800 pounds as I have it set up. I've actually put it on a scale. That's what it weighs, the way I have mine built out. Now, when I have myself, my wife, the dog, all the gear we travel with, it weighs well north of 6,000 pounds. So think about this. All the engineering that went into the suspension, the chassis tuning, everything, all of that comes down to just a rather small amount of rubber actually touching the ground. So my brain, always thinking the worst case scenarios, rain, sleet, water, whatever I'm going to be traveling on. Personally, I want the absolute best rubber I can get underneath 6,000, 6,200 pounds of material, because it's the only thing touching the road is maybe a contact patch this big, smaller than a dinner plate. So I'm in a position financially where I can do this. I understand if you're not, but I tend to change my tires 10, 15,000 miles before they actually need to be changed. And I do that because fresh rubber is always better. Rubber goes through heat cycles. Tires go through heat cycles. Every time you start the car, drive it, turn it off, the tires have heated up and they've cooled down. Every time you do that, you go through one heat cycle. The more heat cycles you go through, the more the rubber starts to degrade, the more it starts to decompose and give you less grip. Tires with big tread have less probability of hydroplaning. Tires with fresh tread have a much better stopping distance than tires with old tread. So me just being, like I said, belt and suspenders type of guy, I change my tires regularly. And today, these are my all-terrain tires. I have already done some testing with the old highway tires that were on it, some decibel meter testing, and today that's what this video is about. So we're going to show the difference between what the highway tires sound like at 40 miles an hour, at 70 miles an hour, and then what the difference between these all-terrain sound like at 40 miles an hour and 70 miles an hour, because I like all-terrain tires. This vehicle does go off-road, and so I bought the all-terrain tires for it. But I've always wanted to know what is the actual difference in sound between highway terrain and all-terrain. So today we're going to find that out.
Let's take a look at the testing rig. As you can see, I have it set up on a tripod. We got the camera, 150-degree angle lens here. Looking out, you can see the decibel meter. You can see it changing. Oh, went away at the wrong time. So you'll be able to see me driving, and you'll be able to see kind of this view here.
Right now, I have a highway terrain on it. It's a Bridgestone, what is this one called? The Dueler HL. Size on it is 265/70. No, I got that wrong. Size on it is 275/60 R18. 40 miles per hour starting now. All right, new day, got the tires on. I'll show you these. They are the BFG 275/70 R18. Fit the rim perfectly, there's no rubbing. You can run it in any of the suspension settings and they don't rub, the low, medium, or high, and they're perfectly fine. So I'm gonna use the exact same testing rig here. So I got it set up again. Again, we're 2-3 days later. I put about 300 miles on them. So we have a camera set up looking right at it. Same thing that we had last time. And then of course, I've removed as much from the car as I possibly can sunglasses and things rolling around in the glove box and so on. Running the AC in the off position, radio in the off position, and we're going to do the exact same run. We're going to go 40 miles an hour on a regular residential street. On that street, it is, what am I trying to think here? Asphalt, so keep that one in mind. And then we get on the highway, normal concrete, and roll at 70 miles an hour. So let's go do it. 40 miles an hour right now, completely stable. RPM stable. Okay, results from the decibel meter. Not a massive difference. As you can see on the highway test, the all-terrains are about 1.5 decibels louder at 70 miles an hour. I'll tell you, I cannot tell that inside the cabin. I can't tell a difference personally. Now, keep in mind, the old tires were old tires, and as tires age, sometimes they can get louder, and those tires were a little bit worn out. So take that with a grain of salt. It wasn't a brand new highway terrain versus a brand new all-terrain. I'm quite confident if it was a brand new Michelin Defender against a brand new all-terrain tire, the Michelin would be a little bit quieter, significantly quieter. At 40 miles an hour, I can tell a difference. The all-terrains are louder. The decibel meter shows about 1 decibel louder. There's a significantly different tone to them. So especially when cornering, braking, or accelerating, you can hear the tires sound like they're kind of working a little bit. There's a deeper tone, more of a groan to them, if you will. So the testing, while it showed a slight difference with the decibel meter, this is not a super expensive decibel meter. It's on Amazon, I think, for $30 or $40. It did show that there was a difference. However, brand new tires always, always, always feel better. And I can tell you right out of the gate, these tires ride smoother. They seem to grip better. I've not done emergency stops with them or anything, but they do give me a little bit more confidence. And the most important thing is I have new rubber underneath the truck. So with that, I hope this was helpful. I know the results were not phenomenally different between the two, but you can probably hear them on the audio. And if you have questions, put them down in the comments below. Thanks.